Welcome to Look Behind the Look, the celebrated podcast that explores your favorite looks in film, television, and fashion history. Through conversations with the fashion world's elite and award-winning hair, makeup, and costume designers on sets around the world, you will see and hear exciting tales from behind the scenes, career origin stories, and tons of advice and tips. I'm your host, Tiffany Bartok. Hey everybody, welcome to Look Behind the Look. This week's episode, we're jumping out of movies for a second and going to TV. We're talking about the Swans. Technically, it's called Feud, Capote versus the Swans, but you and I know we all call it whatever. We call it, are you watching the Swans? Are you watching Swans? Are you watching Capote, the Swans? You know, whatever you call it. They're gorgeous. They're absolutely stunning. We've been talking about all of their looks for a while and seeing them infiltrate our feed and wash over us every day, these fabulous looks. So today we're talking to Jackie Risotto, who is the makeup department head for this gorgeous work. She's going to tell me all the nitty-gritty of how these looks were achieved. We're going to talk about Naomi Watts' personals work. That's the work of Kira Pachenko. Please go to her IG. I'm going to put it in the show notes to look at those beautiful transformations. Many people did not realize that Naomi Watts was in fact aged in this. So you can see the minutia that went into that in her Instagram feed. She really breaks it down. And Jackie talks about products that she used. We talk about that third episode, which was my absolute favorite, which was entirely black and white. I hope you learn a little, and I hope you continue to enjoy this series. It's not over yet, so continue watching, and we'll see you next time.
You're no good, you're no good. Baby, you're no good.
We made New York the capital of the world, the center of everything. Sex, money, and endless adventure.
Hello, ladies. Mind if I sit down?
Oh, I wish you could, but we're being joined in just a second.
Better now that we're through. We see the importance of presentation. Underneath, though, it's an act. True men.
Tell me everything.
Here's the fact. Even your sister will steal your man.
I don't know what matters more to him, the sex or me knowing about it.
Wait, go back. We're talking the governor's wildebeest wife, that fat-ankled harridan.
Yes!
You're no good.
Okay, hi Jackie, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for doing this with me today. I'm sure you are
you.
very in demand for interviews right now. The show is incredible, and
Yeah, it's been awesome.
that's awesome. I just finished the third episode, so I'm caught up but not ahead of anything. So the third
That's all that's
episode,
come out. Yeah.
really? Okay.
Yeah.
I am obsessed with the third episode. It was by far my favorite. I thought it was so amazing, and I want to ask you some more about filmmaking stuff about that a little bit
Right
later.
ahead. Yeah, it was really beautiful. I watched it last night also, and I was just blown away by
Have you
how.
seen them all yet?
No,
Okay. What
I'm just seeing them as they air.
I love that. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. That must be a little bit scary, is it?
Yeah, I'm very, protective of my work.
Sure.
Want everything to look perfect. I am a perfectionist. So yeah, it's a little nerve-wracking, but so far so good.
Yeah, so far so good, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, what surprised you the most in what you've seen?
Well, I can't really say surprise. It looks so beautiful. Like the hair, makeup, wardrobe, the costume,
Flawless.
decorate, like everything, production design, the cinematography. So I can't say I'm surprised per se, because when we were shooting it, I was like, gosh, this is going to be really incredible.
You
Like
knew.
you can kind of just like felt it. But just seeing it all come together, and it actually is just like as beautiful overall as we all like thought it would be,
Right.
So it's really
Right.
see it all come together on the big screen.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Very gratifying, I'm sure that like, oh, it worked.
Yeah, it worked out.
It worked, yes.
Yeah.
So the first question that I have for you, just so everyone can sort of understand it, is these lady, you're the makeup department head.
Yes.
And so tell me a little bit about like the staff here we're talking about, because we have a lot of personals and I wasn't sure when I looked at the credits.
Yeah,
Does each woman have a personal and how do you work with them? Just
right.
tell me about all that.
So only Naomi had a personal,
Okay.
Kira Go, who's
You're
amazing.
yeah,
She
yeah,
did
yeah.
an amazing job with Naomi. She looks incredible. And then the rest of it, was our department. So it was
Amazing.
me, my key, our third, and then we had a fourth some most days because it was just a huge, huge cast.
Sure.
And then we had our background supervisor and our additionals. It was a big project.
The background, of course, the
Yeah.
party. Oh my
Yes. Oh my God.
goodness.
Didn't they look incredible? I
I
was
mean,
so happy.
incredible. I absolutely loved it. I felt like that should have been the first episode, but I mean, everything
Yeah.
has I just loved it so much. And I, I love, you knew that that would be black and white because you were replicating.
We
Okay.
did know that it was going to be shot in black and white. Yeah.
Did that provide any challenges for you or anything that you did different?
It's interesting because I had done Maestro before this job.
You did? I just talked to Kazoo last week. Yeah.
I saw,
Oh,
yeah, I
good.
mean, he's incredible, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so part of that was in black and white. So our
Right.
makeup designer, Sean Gregg, had us do a ton of tests with, lipsticks and eyes and all sorts of things before we shot Maestro. So I had those tips and tricks in the back of my head when going into that episode.
Nice.
I definitely took that into consideration in terms of like what shades we should use and like shapes for the eyes and just different kinds of contouring instead of blush and things like that. So it's a little
Right.
tricky, but I love a challenge, so I was up for it.
What are the shades of lipstick that you use that like really broadcast red? I mean, I can tell just even though it's black and white that it's supposed to be red, right? So
Yeah.
what's the trick for that?
We used a lot of the Pat McGrath. I love
Mm.
Elson, which is like a signature
I
color.
love Elson.
It's sold
Oh,
out.
I mean, it's like the
I know
teeth
it's
whitener, everything.
I know, but you'd be surprised. You really have to play around because
Mm.
there's just certain pigments that the camera catches or the light or something like that. You don't want to do anything too dark because then it's going to read more black,
Right.
which could be a beautiful color in person, but
Sure.
in the black and white, it's either gonna go too black, or if it's something too light, it's just gonna go close to, like the skin tone. So it's fun to kind of play around with. We would put lipstick on and take pictures, turn it into black and white, see how it read, like that kind of thing. So
Amazing. Did you feel like you had sufficient time to test everything, or was it a little bit nerve-wracking or rushed, or was it
no,
comfortable?
I think I definitely had enough time. Life throws you curveballs, as does film and television production. And that goes with every job, but I've been doing this a while, so I was like hitting them out of the park and
Yes.
but yeah, there's always going to be curveballs, but I felt like I prioritized what I needed to prioritize in terms of our shoot schedule, just so we never were kind of just like didn't know what to do. So it's a
Now,
lot of
each character is so different. What are some key elements to each character that you like? Callista had to have this, or I love
yeah,
Callista's my favorite look. I
I
die
know
when I got. Oh my god,
she's
why
so
hasn't she ever been Audrey Hepburn? Has she been? And I don't know. Or
I don't know.
it's
She's
like,
just got such a cool look to her, and
oh,
she's just as cool in person. I mean, they all are. All the women are just amazing, and it was so much fun and like surrounded by greatness. But we did a lot of research. I did a lot of research on each character, on each person. It's so weird to call them a character because they are
sure,
characters, but they're also based on real women in real
right.
life. So I did a ton of research on each individual, so like Slim Keith, for example, usually had more of a lip and like a lighter eye. CZ Guest kind of did more of like a corally type,
I
pinks and
noticed that.
oranges. And then
really
Yeah,
different colors. Yeah, for her
yeah.
specifically.
Totally. And then like for Kira with Naomi, Babe Paley always had, heavier eyes, heavier lashes, more eyeliner. And then yeah, for Lee, who is Callista, we definitely played up the eyes more and did more, natural subtle lips. So we kind of tried to marry the two, right? The actor, like their look in real life, what works for them, and also, who this woman was, what she wore,
Right.
what she liked, what worked for her, and then find that like middle ground.
Right, right. There was something different about Callista's face shape too, I feel like, but maybe that's just because I haven't seen her for a while or
She
something,
had
but it's
great contour. I mean, yeah, I mean, when's the
yeah.
last she,
Yeah. What a comeback. What an
I know,
amazing
was it Ally McBeal? I feel like it was. I'm
I
not sure.
almost
Maybe she
think
did a few
so. I
since
really
then,
do.
but I mean, she's just, they're all awesome. So yeah,
Yes. Now,
yeah.
let's tell me a little bit about Molly Ringwald's character because I'm not familiar with who she's playing. And so I wasn't sure like this is the quirky, the
But yeah.
sort of I feel like I'm like, oh no, I'm Molly Ringwald. I'm that swan.
So she's playing Joanne Carson,
Right. Okay.
the Wives of Johnny
Like,
Carson. Yeah, yeah.
oh, okay. I was like, wait a minute. Why do I not know Johnny Carson's wife? Okay.
Yeah. So, well, I think there were a few, but yeah,
Well, yeah.
one of them. So she's kind of this more free spirit,
Okay.
LA kind of like cooler vibe, like not cooler, just a
No,
different
just like more
type
laid
of
back.
style. Yeah, more laid back versus these, more New York kind of vibe. Yeah.
Right.
So
Right.
that was fun to play with too, because then we could mess around with her makeup a little bit more. We gave her like more, like earth tones and stuff. Um, yeah, it was cool. It was fun to like experiment with each character and like give them each their own look.
Yeah, and was that Phyllis Diller at Thanksgiving that we were
Yeah,
looking at? Okay, good. Okay.
yeah.
I was like, that cannot be anybody else but Phyllis Diller. Wow.
There's so many like cool little, like nods to different, like last night in the black and white episode there was like a Candace Bergen character, and
Okay.
the subtle like Truman goes, okay, sorry, bye Candy, there's just like these little things
Yes.
for people to kind of like pick up along the way.
Little Easter eggs.
I don't remember.
No worries.
There's so much in my going on in my brain, I'm like at capacity.
I'm sure. I'm sure because when did this wrap for you?
Be wrapped March of 2023.
Okay. So this has been a year and then how many projects have you been on since?
Not too many because of the
Oh, well, the
strike.
strike, of
Yeah,
course.
I did a
Mhm.
movie right after Feud wrapped, and we wrapped that movie in May. And then I'm prepping now. I'm on a job now with Michelle Williams that we will start filming March 1st.
Oh, amazing. Oh, that's soon. Oh my gosh, thank
Yeah.
you so much for taking the time to talk to me in
Oh,
the
yeah.
middle of all this craziness. Um,
It's been a
now
wild ride these last couple weeks, but I'm so grateful,
I'm sure everybody's just dying over all this stuff. What are some of the products that you just can't live without on this set that you couldn't live
Well,
without?
the moment I got this job, I was thinking that's where my
Right.
mind, I'm like, who am I gonna, what am I gonna do here? And I gravitated, of course, towards Pat McGrath because her line is just so perfect for what we needed, between the shadows, the liners, the lipsticks, just the colors, the pigmentations were really going to read so nice on camera.
Mhm,
So that's like
mhm.
really, where I gravitated towards. But we like to mix things up and like certain things, work and some things, we'll try different brands like Dior and Chantecaille. And so we pull from all different sorts of companies and brands and
Nice. Whatever's
yeah.
the best from each thing. And whatever
Yeah.
does the trick. What
Mhm.
about let's talk about Tom's transformation, Tom Hollander, not Holland.
Tom
That
Hollander.
that's some of the funniest stuff online is the mix up of the two. I love those
He's so
memes.
funny. I texted him when I saw that Seth Meyers interview, and I was like, "You are just hilarious." Like I can't even. Okay. So yes, Tom. He was a lot of fun. He was a lot of fun as a human, and he was a lot of fun to do makeup on. to create this character was just, it was really important that we got it right in
Yeah.
terms of hair and makeup. And me
It's,
and Sean Flanagan, the hair department head, we
Mhm.
worked, very closely together with Tom to make sure that we just were on the same page. And, within a few days, we were like in such a rhythm.
Mm.
It just happened super fast and naturally, thank goodness, because, it was a big job.
Oh my God. I mean, if it's wrong, it's over, like from the first scene,
Yeah.
So the pressure must have been insane. And then
Yeah.
I was thinking about you last night because I watched the second one last night and I think he's dumping alcohol down the toilet. And I'm like, why are they shooting him from this angle? This poor team must have been like, oh my, because you have to think of every angle is convincing. So like you guys
Yeah.
did an amazing job.
Thank you.
What
Thank
are
you.
what are some of the key elements that you had to keep in mind? The jowls or what were
So, yes. So, Tom did put on weight for the role.
okay,
Um,
that helped probably.
it did help. But when we shot stuff in the 50s and 60s, we didn't want him because that was before
Uh-huh.
Truman kind of started his spiral, if you want to call it.
Hmm.
So we would actually, I would take lifts and tighten his
Okay.
so that it was, it's subtle, but it works. And it kind of just helped with, his character development throughout the season and throughout the decade.
Yeah.
Um, yes. And I would, tighten up under his eyes because we didn't want him to look, like he was having any bags or anything. So there were like, since we didn't use prosthetics, I just kind of really leaned into a lot of different like tips and tricks that ended up working out really nicely.
I'm surprised that there's no prosthetics. That's so amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
That's really
Thank you.
cool.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
so
No
cool.
prosthetics.
And I love how the women are, I can tell how old they are really. I mean, except for Demi Moore. I don't what that's a mystery. Like she's
I know.
what is going on there? She is 35. I can't.
Yeah. She's amazing. I know. Like, you look better than me.
I can't. You're gonna be a baby in 10 years.
Yeah.
So but I love that the faces are so natural and just completely believable. And
Yeah.
they're just it's perfect. It's so refreshing to see that for
Yeah.
sure.
And I think that that was really important, to Ryan and everybody involved
Yeah,
in the project. Like, we wanted to just like show these women how they are, who they, you know what I mean? And they're all so bloody talented and beautiful, and it like made our job easy.
sure,
Yeah.
sure. And I'm sure so collaborative.
It was so
Um,
collaborative. Yeah.
Tell me about the Jessica Lange of it all. I mean, did she come for how many days did she shoot?
I think maybe 5 in total.
Oh, okay. So we'll get a lot more of her then, I'm sure. Okay.
Yeah, maybe it was probably around then.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, her scenes, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. And this creation of her character must have been, I mean, it must have been just a work of art. Like, how did you even manufacture was there any reference to his mother?
We got like 2 very small black and white
Oh,
photos from
wow.
when, she,
Yeah,
yeah, there wasn't too much
sure.
reference.
But it's so
Um,
believable that she looked exactly like that, you know?
yeah, and a lot of that was, Jessica's, as well, being collaborative and how she wanted the hair and the makeup and everything. I mean, she's just incredible. Like,
Yeah.
I got chills, like, just even watching her see, like, she's just amazing. Everybody, I have to be honest with you, every single person that came into our trailer was so invested in this.
Mm.
So, like, I knew me and my team were, you know what
But
I
of
mean?
course.
Like, we were totally like, this is like a dream come true. And then every actor that came in was so invested, so involved, and it was just so collaborative overall. And I think that that's also what you're seeing on screen is everybody's
Mm.
like, dedication to this project and just wanting to make it like as amazing as it could be. And I think that really shows.
So committed. Amazing. Yeah. I'm curious filmmaking wise about like, can you tell me, because he's one of my favorite directors, how Gus Van Zant works with Ryan Murphy? Was Ryan Murphy on set? How involved is Ryan? What's the dynamic there?
Yeah, I can't really speak too much to their
Mhm.
dynamic, because I was so much in like my own
Yeah.
world, like running around in every which way. Gus is amazing. Obviously, Ryan is amazing as well. Clearly, they work very well together. Yeah, and yeah, Ryan was like, I mean, he is super involved. I think he
Is he?
is, yeah, he's just so passionate and he knows what he wants and he knows, like just the collaboration between them as well, like to trust Gus with this or Jason our DP with like everybody just is trusting and talented and it was really I had never worked on a Ryan job before. And it was really amazing. Like the meetings we'd have, he was so elaborate in what he envisioned. And that was like really cool to see. And you're just kind of sitting there like, wow, like it gets you inspired. Like everybody was
Yeah.
so involved. It just kept the inspiration going. And I'm talking about from prep till like wrap, not
Amazing.
once did anybody lose their inspiration. And I think that is a lot to say for like the people at the top.
Right? Yes, because usually it's just like direct, like you do this, do that, this is mine, but it's sort of like passing on the vision so that you can all celebrate it.
Our producers, everyone was so
Wow.
lovely. It was such a great environment. And it's almost like, it's being like, oh, I'm almost a year out from it now. I miss it. Like you forget like what you
Mm.
felt like in those moments. But yeah, everyone was amazing.
So when you are locking a look, do you present it to do you present it in a meeting? Do you present it in pictures? Like how do you sign off on a
Um,
look? How does one get a look signed off on?
right. Camera tests, really,
Mhm.
I would say that those were super important on this. And I will also say that it was really cool that they really trusted us.
Mm,
If anybody had notes, we got them and we changed things, but that I can't
I see.
specifically remember a time. But that varies job by job. Some,
Sure.
people are more involved, but we really got a lot of creative freedom. And we worked with our actors to make sure that they were happy and that they were getting what they wanted. And it was just really, it was cool. Yeah.
How now you said this is the first time you worked on a Ryan Murphy production, so what was the path that led you to this job?
So a producer I had worked with in the past, Kip Myers, who I love and adore. I had worked with him on Fosse Verdon.
Oh!
So when this came up, my name somehow got thrown into the mix. And I was available, thank God. And yeah, I interviewed and the rest is history.
But now
So
Fosse Verdon, that's Ryan. Yeah?
no, it wasn't actually.
Oh my gosh, I did not
Mhm.
even know that. I didn't put that together, I guess. That was a while ago, so I'm gonna give
Yeah,
myself permission.
yes. Because for a
I
second I was like, wait, was he involved in
wait a
that?
minute. Wait, who am I? What's my name?
Yeah, yeah.
I love Fosse Verdon. I just thought that was impeccable.
I
Amazing
mean,
work.
yes, thank you. I know.
Yes.
Still get like, I can't believe I did that.
Yeah, you did. You did. You did.
Yeah, yeah, it was another big one.
Yeah. And then I wanted to ask you about again about episode 3. What was it like on set, the show within the show? How did that work?
At the
Was there
plaza?
just was everybody just on set at all times and it was
Yeah,
crazy?
it was
Okay.
crazy.
Yeah.
But it was a great kind of crazy
Yeah.
because everyone will use, I thrive in kind of like chaotic
Sure.
situations. But it was crazy. I mean, we had hundreds of background
Oh my God.
actors. I had, I think, 30 makeup artists just, in background alone. And I have to say, I am so impressed and thankful. Like we had the best like
Wow.
artists in like our business, like on that job and for those scenes. And I'm just so grateful. They all came with their A game. I mean, I'm getting chills thinking about it because they were all
Oh,
so lovely. It just was so amazing to see so many artists like so passionate and like just like excited to, do these looks.
yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, it was chaos.
Well, that's a tribute to you too. They want to do, I mean, you say that they want to do a good job for Ryan and Gus, but they want to do a good
Yeah.
job for you too. So you sound like a very amazing, positive leader, which is very kind of
Yeah,
rare. People are usually just
yeah.
tired.
I'm nothing without my team,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I could be something, but
Yeah.
but I just had the best team, my all the girls in the trailer and then my background supervisors and the additionals, like everyone just really came together and I'm just so grateful.
Oh, amazing, amazing. Well,
Yeah.
Jackie, thank you so much for talking to me about all of this stuff. Do you have another story? I love to hear. I always ask this, but was there a day that like tried to kill you? Like was there a
Every
day?
day. By the end of the job, I was so tired that I was like taking Ubers. Like I live in
Nice.
Westchester. So I was like taking Ubers to and from work because
Oh my God, yes. Where did it shoot?
well, it was cool. I have to say our locations were incredible. We were out
Okay.
on Long Island a lot. We were, I think we were a lot on Long Island. The city, there's like we were in Westchester a few times,
Oh,
but
nice. Okay, so that's a
well,
good Uber time.
yeah, that was convenient. But yeah, the locations were incredible. You'll see, throughout. I keep pointing to my TV. You can't see
Oh,
that
yeah,
my
yeah, yeah, yeah. I keep doing that too. It's over there.
But you'll see like the rest of the season, just the locations are incredible. I mean, totally gorgeous. Um, but yeah, every day was something different.
Yeah.
I would say the days that we had all the women, like those Lacote Basque days,
Yeah.
I mean, wow, you just kind of stand around and you're like, I can't believe I'm surrounded by all of these amazing
Oh
people
my
right now.
God.
And Gus is over there. And like, it's just, there was like everybody. It was
Yeah.
like, you had, like a pinch me moment.
Of course. Of
Yeah.
course. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. It was really, really cool.
Aw. Well, thank you so much for talking to me, Jackie. And I
Pleasure.
know how
Thank
busy you are.
you.
I will talk to you on the next one because I know you're probably working on something amazing right now. Well, you're prepping. So
Yeah, we are. And if you can see my little Lulu girl right in the
hi,
back there.
Lulu. Oh my gosh. Lulu, I see you cock your head. Hi. You know we're talking about you.
At least she settled at the end.
Yeah. Yes, I love it. I love
But
it.
yes, definitely looking forward to chatting with you again in the future.
Sounds good. And we'll continue watching the Swans. Truman
Thank you.
Capote. Feud Truman Capote versus the Swans. That's a
Yes,
mouthful.
I know. So good though.
All right. Bye
All
for
right,
now.
take care. Bye.
Look Behind the Look is a Vinyl Foot production, written by me, your host, Tiffany Bartok, produced by Jace Bartok, edited by Nicole Tucker. If you're interested in learning more, find our video version on the YouTube channel Look Behind the Look podcast. There you can see rare photos and clips from our guests. And please follow us on Twitter at LookBehindPod and Instagram at LookBehindTheLook. If you like the show, please rate, review, and subscribe. And tell your friends and spread the word. You can subscribe to us on iTunes or any podcatcher of your choice. Thanks for listening to Look Behind the Look.